Hello everyone. How are you? How is everyone doing? Am I audible? Just let me know in the live chat. All right, all right. So welcome everyone. Thank you for joining today. And let's get started. But before we get started, I have something special for you. All right. So as you know, today is our second day, and we are just going to get into more deeper stuff and how things work, behind the stage and what everything means. We saw yesterday a lot of things. So what do they actually mean, and what purpose do they serve in open source? So we are going to see all of that in in with a more deeper perspective today. All right. So, but before we get started, I have something really, really cool for you. All right. So let me just, show it to you instead of me explaining it to you. All right. So are you guys ready? Here we go. All right. All right. That was cool, right? Okay. So the thing is, we are organizing an Asia-wide AI gaming tournament on this Saturday, that is 27 March. And we have a very special guest with us today from Microsoft, and he'll be explaining you everything you need to know about AI gaming and what exactly it is and why you should be participating in that. So, Sundar, are you there?
Yep, I am there. I'm here and live. Hope I'm
All
safe.
right, all right. Here we go.
Yep. So, hello everyone. My name is Sundareshwar, a Gold Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador. I'm just here today to let you guys know that this Saturday we'll be hosting an AI gaming tournament called AI Gaming APAC, where we'll be teaching you guys on how to create a bot which will be able to play games and then compete with the fellow participants too. So the registration links would be in the live chat right now, and it'll be this Saturday, that is 27th March. So please register and make sure that you join as soon as possible. And we also have some awesome things plans for you. And yes, don't worry if you are just a beginner just a beginner for the computer world. We'll teach you each and everything and show you how to set up the bot and everything. So we got you covered and everything. Yes. So yes, thank you, Rishabh.
That was amazing, Sundar. Thank you so much for telling us about AI gaming and getting us excited about it. All right, so guys, make sure to register for AI gaming. It's super amazing, and you are just going to have a lot of fun. Especially if you belong to AI and ML field, then definitely it's for you, and you are going to learn a lot of things. And there are chances you will be winning and getting prizes and everything. So make sure to do register. It's once again, it's on Saturday on 27 March from 4:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. All right. So moving on from here, let's get started with our curriculum for today. All right. So the first question, the first thing I showed you yesterday was a random GitHub repo, which was belonged to someone else. And the first thing we just noticed that okay, there was so many things going on around it. There were so many tabs. There were just so many a stack of files which we had no idea what they do or what purpose they have. And there were like so many descriptions and so many things going on around here. So it's actually a bit overwhelming and bit intimidating at first to see okay, there is a lot of things, where should I actually look at. Okay, so I'm gonna like break down the entire repository into three main sections that you should be focusing on when you are first getting started as a contributor in open source. All right, so and those three sections are like the one is documentation, the source code files, and again a repository may contain more than one folder. Okay, so essentially when you think about a repository, it's nothing more than a folder on the GitHub which contains all your project files. And again, you can have as many project files as you want because the project can be big, project can be really, really tiny. So depends on your requirements. You got everything covered by GitHub. All right. So again, as I just mentioned, it may contain some documentation. It may contain, definitely it will be containing your source code files, like for example, if you're working on web dev, it will be containing your HTML files, your CSS, your JavaScript, and other things you are going to use, probably Bootstrap or whatever you prefer. Okay, and definitely you are going to organize it. Suppose you have a lot of images, so you are not just going to put it in just one folder. It will look so messy and it will become harder for everyone to work on it. So it is a great idea to definitely organize everything, organize the code, organize all your assets in a separate folder, so that it becomes easy to access. It becomes easy to operate on the repo. All right, so moving on from over here, we see that we know what is source code. We know what are folders. It's definitely folders are just folders essentially, which contains our other files which we don't want to keep in the root folder. Let's get into deeper about what actually documentation is, because some of you know it, some of you don't. And if you don't, let me just explain it to you that documentation are nothing but they are just a bunch of text files which contain some essential information about your repository. Again, they are not mandatory. You may or may not have it, but having those files is always a great practice. All right. So, and when it comes down to documentation, there are essentially four types of documentation which you will find common in most of the repositories. Again, I'm not saying all the repositories, in most of the repositories, because again, every repository is different, every project is different, every project maintainer is different, requirements are different, of course. And as per the requirements, you will need to have like a different set of files to help other people to understand what exactly is going on, what exactly what are the things people will be looking for into this. So you just want to make people's life easy. You just want to make someone is coming to you in with the intention to contribute to your project, and you definitely want to, and you don't want to like make confuse them with like so many random, just putting the code over there and not providing proper explanation what the code is about and what the purpose is. So it will become like total chaotic for the contributor, and they might just move on to another project, and you may never get a contribution back. So make sure that doesn't happen, and make sure to include these files. Again, let me just clear it for you. We are just gonna get deep into it, but for now you really don't have to worry about all these things. These are the things that belong to the project maintainers part. Suppose if you have a project, you have a project idea, and you just want to put it in real life perspective, so you're definitely gonna need help of other developers, right? So in that case, you will consider making your project open source, and then you need to uh, explain other developers what your code is about, what is your vision about the project, and how does your project works and what problems it solves. All those kinds of information which are essential for anyone to get started with your project. All right. So probably all right. So let's just get into this list, and let me quickly give you an overview what they are about, what are the things they do, what roles they have. Okay, so probably the first and probably the most the popular document form of documentation you will ever find is nothing but a README file. README file is nothing but, you can say, it's like a cover page of your file. Suppose take it as a a book. You can see that a book may contain a lot of pages, probably hundreds of pages, but the first thing you will ever see in a book is nothing but just the cover of it. So if the cover is attractive, if the cover is well defined, if the cover is good, then definitely there are chances that people will have interest in buying your book. And then that's how it works. So if you want to increase the sales of your books, you want to give your book more attention, definitely you're going to put a lot of effort in your cover also. So the same thing applies to your repo as well. Repo is the just the short for repository, so I'm going to use repo from now onwards. So don't get confused about it. I just mean to say repository every time I mention repo. All right. So coming back to our README, is, you can say it is, you know, I won't say it is like very detailed documentation. It's just like an overview of documentation, which gives an idea about like okay, what is going on over here. Because again, if you're going to keep your documentation long, people usually don't have that much time to go through the entire documentation. In that case, they will just scan through everything, and they will see, they will just sort out the things that actually matter to them, sort out the things that stand out from the rest. So you got to make sure that your readme is like good. Again, you don't have to worry about writing a good readme as of now, since most of you are probably beginners, and for beginners, the more important thing is going to be how to learn the best practices. Okay. So, and as you can see, the readme file has an extension MD. MD actually stands for Markdown, and Markdown is nothing but it is, you can say, a syntax, special syntax which allows you to format your text using special symbols. We are gonna see more about Markdown in today's session, so don't worry about it. And we just, you will have a basic idea. And in fact, if you are on our Discord server, I shared a cheat sheet of Markdown. So if you have made had a look on it, you already know a little bit about Markdown. All right. So let's get moving. Uh, all right, hey everyone. I am so sorry. Accidentally got disconnected. All right, let me share my screen once again. All right, here we go. Perfect. All right, so just let me know once again if you can hear me properly or not. Just let me know in the live chat, so you can just let me know anywhere. All right, guys. Yeah, perfect, perfect. Thank you, Shashank. All right, so let's get moving. Okay, so we just saw that what README is all about, what is Markdown, and how how crucial they are, for any project. Again, let's move on to some other other document types of documentation. Again, these are usually not that important, but definitely it's a good practice to include them in your project. And README is something you should always include in any project you do. All right, so always include README in your project. Always, keep updating README, and put as much content, useful content. Keep it relevant to the project it is present upon. All right. So coming on the license part, again, if you see the projects on the GitHub are usually open source, and they have like a license based on it. So if you just go and see, there are like MIT license, Apache license, and stuff like that. So what they do, so the what they do essentially, what they do is basically they just give you permission to make changes, and then commit them as per your own, like as per your own code. So you can do that. Suppose there is some code available on GitHub, I can just copy it, use it on my own, until unless I'm distributing it without any credit. For suppose that I'm selling the code to someone else, so that that comes under copyright issues, and that is something wrong, and you should always avoid that. Okay, coming to the next file is the code of conduct, which is again, if the project is really really big and there is a community around it, like there is a Slack channel, or there is some community on Discord going on about it. So they always have some kind of code of conduct, which which are nothing but just the guidelines which tell you what you should be doing and what you should be avoiding to keep the community intact. And those are these are usually not technical related stuff. It's usually like how to, get involved in best practices, how to make the most of the, community part, of course. Again, this is an optional, but if you have a huge project, definitely make sure to include them. And another one is the last one is actually pretty important, to be honest. Okay, so it's called contributing MD, and again, it's a Markdown file, as you can see, and it contains information about how can someone contribute to your project. Suppose I'm a project maintainer and I have this really great project idea, and I'm just putting it on, on GitHub and asking people to, contribute it. But then, there are things like, suppose you are a beginner and you don't actually know how to contribute in it. So, that may create a bit of bias, and you don't want that to happen. You just want anyone to, come and help you with the help you with the project, help you with everything. So you got to make sure that you have all the guidelines, how to perform the contribution, like the basic things, like you should be forking it, you should be like um, cloning it in your system, and you should be like pushing it and creating a pull request and all that stuff. You should be having all that in a complete document, and you should be, and you should keep it in your repository. Especially if you have like some other procedure, you should also mention it in your contribution guide, so that everyone, anyone who is interested in contributing to a project can just refer to this document, and they will have a great idea about how it actually works. Okay, so we have seen all these types of various different uh, documents, and most important of them is the README and the contribution guide. So make sure to, include this in as many projects as you can. Again, contribution guide is not as much important as README, because, again, most of the projects are not going to be, contribution based. Some of your projects may be personal projects, or, just doing it for casual stuff. So make sure to, accordingly plan how your project is going to look like after some time, and, what can you do about it. All right, so let's move forward. Okay, so we saw a little bit about README, and I believe I have kept, covered all of this part already. But, let's just, for a refresher, let's just go into it and see what they are actually about. Okay, so as I just mentioned, that README is nothing but it's just like a compilation of your entire your project description, what it's about, what plans do you have, so, and what is the contribution guide, documentation stuff, and all the essential details that you want to include along with your project. You should be putting it into your README. All right, again, and again, the second point says that it uses Markdown and Discord and WhatsApp. If you have like used the, the asterisks, or, the underscores to, change the, the it, make it italic, make it bold, make it code. So you already know about how it actually works. So those are Markdown as well, but those are like flavored Markdown. What is flavored Markdown is that some companies, take Markdown, modify it as per their requirements, and then they put it into their, system, into their apps, or into their, whatever you say. So, for example, Discord has like a different way to make some text bold on Discord. You have to use double asterisk signs on both of the, sides of the the phrase. Whereas in WhatsApp, if you see a single asterisk is more than enough. Okay, it does the job. So, they are flavor markdown, and they are not like universally accepted. So, and they may work, to some extent, just to keep it simple for people who are not like very familiar with Markdown. It, just to make it easy for them. Okay, but we as a programmers, we should be knowing the Markdown, which is actually used in the industry. And don't worry, it's not very tough. It's pretty easy, and it's actually very fun. Once you, get into Markdown, and, discover so many different types for like things you can do with Markdown. And actually, you can like put a video there, you can put an image, and, you can put gifs there, and you can put actually buttons. Do all sorts of amazing things, with Markdown. So make sure to, just try it today after this session. Again, we are, going to cover about a bit about Markdown in a second. All right. And yeah, just as according to the last point, you can just consider README as a simple web page or a, as I just mentioned, a book cover of your project. Okay. So I hope this much is clear. And again, if you have any questions, please, put them in the live chat and I will be answering or to all of them, after this session. Okay. Let's move on. And okay, we have done like we have been talking about Markdown, from for quite some time now, and it's actually getting a bit bored. So let's actually jump into the editor and see some Markdown by ourselves. Just try some Markdown, have a little fun. All right. So let me share my entire screen so that we can see. Just give me a second. All right. I hope it's visible. Just a second. Perfect. Okay. So I'm on this website. It's called Stack Edit, and it is nothing but it is a Markdown editor, and it follows the universal Markdown guidelines. So whatever I write over here will appear on this side in the form of compiled Markdown. Again, I have not added anything. So let me, let's see if, I can increase the size of the text so that you can see. Okay, it's too big. Perfect. This one looks good. Okay, so first of all, let me, just I hope if you are in on the Discord server, if you are not, make sure to join it. The link will be in the description. Make sure to join it. Okay, and I send this Markdown cheat sheet over there. You can see how using the special characters, how using the special characters in various different ways. You can actually format your text without using any external tools like similar to Google Docs or Microsoft Word. And you can see there's bold, italic, and you can add links over there similar to what you do. All of the things you can do with a web page and stuff. And you can actually add tables, and there are tags, and these are just like some of them. There are so many different things you can do with Markdown, but you don't have to learn all of it. You just need to know this basic stuff like heading, bold, italic, and this list and link, and this code. Again, you are going to putting some code in your repositories so that people can have some idea what is going to. So you definitely are going to learn all of these things. Again, you don't have to learn like this table stuff, you don't have to learn the task list stuff. So yeah, it's up to you how much you want to learn, but there are some essential and easy things you can do to learn them. All right. So let's just close it and let's get over here and let's get started with Markdown. Okay. So first I'm going to do, I'm just going to create one heading. Let me call it heading one. Perfect. And as you can see, the text appears to be really big. So, but what will happen, if I just use like I don't use this you can say the hash symbol over here. Let me just type some, normal text. All right, so over here you can see that there is no particular formatting over here, and it just appears to be, in like normally it will appear. But what will happen if I, add this hash over here? So let me just do it, give it some space. Perfect. As you can see, it just, enlarges and becomes a heading itself. And you can actually manage it. It provides I believe 3 levels of heading. So this is like heading 2, and this is like heading 3, the smallest one. Okay, and if you have like you have learned HTML, little bit about tags, and heading tags, you already know about all of this, and this will be like pretty easy stuff for you. All right, let me just jot down some quick text like thank you for joining our open source workshop. Perfect. Okay, let me just, I just suppose I want to highlight this open source part. So for now, I'm just going to use this asterisk, similar to what we do in Discord on both sides of the open source. And as you can see, it has become bold. Now, suppose I change my mind. I don't want to keep it bold anymore. I want to make it italic. Okay, so I'm just going to get rid of this one from both ends, and it has become italic. It's not pretty invisible, but it has been a little bit tilted over here. Okay, so again, suppose that I just change my mind and I don't want to make it appear like a paragraph text. I want to make it appear as a quote. So for that, I'm going to make use of this triangular bracket, and as you can see, it has appeared like a quote. For example, let me just change this text to something like this quote, which one of my friends always said to me whenever I was learning something new. So it was like, it's nothing very impressive, it's just pretty basic stuff. So it's actually a quote now, and you can do so many different things with it. Let me just get into, like, how about doing some link stuff. For example, I want to put a link over there. For example, suppose I have some documentation. I'm working on some React project, for example, and I found this article online, which is really really helpful for anyone looking to contribute in my project. So I can just put it over here, like, I can use this square brackets, and I'm just going to put it over here, the whatever title I want to, like, for example, very very helpful article. Oops, please ignore all the typos, I make a lot of typos. You must check out. Perfect. And now this is, honestly, this is just a text. Okay, so let me just give it some space over here, so to make sure that it doesn't become a part of the code. Okay, so currently it appearing like this, like, enclosed in square bracket, but I want to make it appear as a link. For that, I'm going to use this round bracket attached to it right here. Okay, square brackets and then round brackets. The square brackets will consist your title, whatever title you want to appear, and this round brackets you have to put the link. For example, let's just find some really really cool article. For example, let's just, okay, so there are some really really good, in case you're wondering what is this is, product hunt, and they have like really cool suggestions and startups. So let me just randomly click anywhere. Let me open it. Perfect. And let me just copy this link over here. Let me get back to my editor, and I'm just going to put this link over here. Perfect. Okay, so now every time I'm going to click on this should take me to this page. All right, let me close it so that we can test it. So let me click on it for one. Perfect, and it has gotten me on the exact same page I wanted it to. So that's how it works. That's how, like, and you can actually put some image over here as well. You just need an address for an image instead of a page. So let me just I hope this is an image. So let me just copy image address, go back here, and instead of this link, I'm just going to put the link of this, the image address, and hopefully something should appear, but I'm not sure it will appear or not. Let me find some another image on Google Image. For, like, you guys love SpongeBob, right? Okay, this one looks cool. All right, let's try, and I really, really hope it should work. In case it doesn't, there are chances that you might wanna, Mm-hmm. All right, it does. It's not working, and that's probably because the image is not accessible to through this link, and we have to actually download it and then put it put it somewhere online, like put it on GitHub or someplace, and you just have to use that link because it's not able to access it for some reason. I'm not sure why, but hopefully it should be working, but it's not working as of now. So, don't worry about it. You just, try it after the session and let me know if it works for you or not. Okay, let's move on for now because as you see, we just did a lot of, random things with, this markdown, and you can do a lot more. Especially when you are working on README, you can just, make headings that, for example, the project requirements and stuff. So many things you can do with it. All right. So, let's just move back to this sample repo over here. And let me, try to explain. This is actually the React repository, the official Facebook's React repository. And as you can see, it's very popular. It has like 166K stars, which are like, just you can imagine it's a lot. And it has, as you can see, it has so many files, and it thousands of like collaborators, and so many things going on over here. And here is the readme. I just wanted to show you this readme. Okay, as you can see, there is like there is this heading, and there is, they are using bold, they are using the list, markdown to add this bullets over here, and they are just uh, added a link over here on this heading. You can actually embed him, you can actually enclose him, you can actually nest the markdown to make it look more make it more advanced, make it more useful. Okay, so here are some links you just we just saw, and there are some you see the pretty basic stuff. There is a heading, and there is some code they are using. For example, if you let me just go back, and I forgot to actually tell you about code. For example, I have some code here. Let's call it yeah, similar example which we covered yesterday. Let's call it a simple hello world, and I want to make it appear as a code. I just don't want to make it look like this random text just floating around. I don't want that. So I'm just going to put that into this this uh, inverted commas, and I really don't I'm not sure what do they call it, but that's how it works. Just it's over there in the top left corner. You will find it under the escape key. So just try it once, and perfect. You can see it's it has appeared in some kind of this blog, and you can actually distinguish it that it's okay, it's a piece of code, it's not just a random text over here. Okay, so that's how you can do a lot of different things. And suppose you have like a lot of a huge code, so in that case you can like add three of them, and add more code over here. For example, let me add some like for example, input. Okay, so I can add like multiple lines of code over here. So that's how it works, and that's very powerful. And suppose I just want to add some coloring over here, because as you see in most editors they have some coloring uh, to you know syntax highlighting, as you call it. So for that we can just write Python, and you can see that it has become blue and it has become green. Just a little bit of basic syntax highlighting and stuff. So as you can see, the Markdown is very powerful, and you should learn it. Okay, so we have like only 20 minutes left, and I think that will be sufficient because we have already covered a lot of things. And I hope you guys are, referring to them, just going to the resources. And I hope you all have created GitHub accounts, and you all have, installed the Git and everything on your system. Because, this is like a hands-on, I can, since we are on YouTube, we cannot, go hand in hand, but I expect you to do, go to the resources and do all kinds of, the things you are supposed to, and have some fun, learn things, and also help others, get involved on the Discord, ask questions, get answers and stuff. All right. Okay, so this is probably the last page of our presentation, and I know that's a lot, but what are all these things? Okay, let's just go back to our repository, and over here, as you can see over here, there are certain tabs. In any repository you go, there are these tabs you will always find. There is this code tab, which contains all of your, project files and stuff. And there's this issue one, there's this issue one with some, some random things going on over here. And then there is some pull request. Suppose we don't know anything about what is going on over here. There's some pull request over here and stuff. And there is actions, there is project, there is wiki, there is security, and there are insights and so many things. So what do each of them, what different, and what purpose do they have, and what are they actually? Okay, so coming back to our presentation, there are like 8 main tabs we just saw, and each of them have some purpose to play in your project. Okay, let's quickly go through all of this and see how they work and how do they belong. Okay, so the first place is this code. The first place is actually this one, the one you are going to use most, and it contains all of your files and everything you will ever need. We have this some buttons over here, and we have this like master branches. And I'll explain about branches tomorrow because it's a little vast topic, and it will not I'll not be able to cover it, because we only have like 15 minutes left, and I just want to keep the session as short as possible. But from here, you can actually see that it has like 106 branches, that is like 100 plus branches, and it has 138 tags and stuff, and there's like go to file button. Let's just press it, and there is like all the files which are present in a repository are just listed over here. So it's like a search for feature, and there's one add a file option where you can actually create a new file like the README file. You don't have to set it up everything in your local computer. You can just do this basic stuff over here as well, and you can actually upload files as well. But again, as I mentioned yesterday, make sure to make sure to get comfortable with using commands, because commands are like a lot better than just uploading stuff randomly or on the repository. Okay, and then you can download the code, and this is something we actually did yesterday. We downloaded it, used this https link to clone our repository in our system. You can download a zip file as well, or you can use the GitHub desktop app to set it up everything for you. Again, we are just we love command, we're programmers, we love commands, so we are going this https is what we are going to prefer for the most part. And over here, there is some a little bit description about what actually this project is all about. Okay, this is it's declarative, efficient, flexible JavaScript library for building user interfaces, and that's true. It's amazing. And there is this link to the official website they have given. There are some tags, about what it's all about. What project, what are the things happening over here. Then they do have a README, and we just saw the README over here, and it's like it's very detailed. It's very nice, and very useful README. Coming back over here, they have like they also have a license and they have this MIT license, and if you just, look for all of these files, if you just look for all these files, you will find that there are, there's a code of conduct Markdown file, there's contributing Markdown license is there, README is there, and they have some, some more Markdown files. As I just mentioned, every project different, requirements are different, so they will be, having it as per the, requirements. And there are some releases. Suppose that there is some app and they're releasing on constant basis, releasing like packages on constant and regular basis. So they have like everything, you can just download it from here. And then there are like how many people have used it so far, how many people have contributed to it, and make sure to if you contribute to this React project, your photo will appear over here, your GitHub profile will appear over here. And currently they have like more than 1500 contributors, which is amazing because React is such a big project and you can also contribute to it. But the only condition is that you should be, willing to put effort into it. You should be willing to, you should be determined enough. You should be like having, the proper skills to do that. And definitely you can also contribute in React. Okay, so we just saw here there are comments, and I forgot to cover this. And there are comments. We just committed something like, and whatever we commit, we the message appears over here. So when we click on this, you can see I can see the a list of every single commit made to this repository, and I can just go to any commit. For example, let me just get into this commit, and I can see the actual code. I can see the actual code which was changed. So you can see that I can just jump into any commit I want, and I can actually am able to see what are the changes that were made into the code. So this green, you can the background means that the code is added. While if you see somewhere the red background, that means the code is removed. Currently, this commit doesn't have, okay, perfect. Here is this red background, which means this code has been removed, and instead of this code, they added something else. And you can see, they have working so like extensively on this, and it's working pretty well. And there are like so many things going on over here. And this is just a single commit. Just imagine what about 13,000 other commits, the changes. So you can see how powerful open source is, how powerful Git and GitHub is. So you must learn how to use Git and GitHub, and how to, get started in open source, because open source is amazing. Okay, so we are done with this code and we have like only 10 minutes left. So let's just, rest of them are not that important for you, except for this issues, pull request. These are and code. These are probably the three ones you are going to use most in your open source career. So make sure to keep an eye on all of these, because they are really really useful. So let's just see over here what exactly issues are. Issues are like, suppose you have an idea of a feature. Suppose you have an idea that this feature should be added into this project, and then it will be really really amazing. You have this idea, or you found some bug. While using the project, you found some bug over there, which you will like to report to the developers, and get everything, get the bug removed. So for that, you can just raise an issue over here, and anyone can raise an issue. For example, I found like there is some issue, there is some bug, or I have an idea, or I have some suggestion. So I can just come over here and I can click on this new issue button, and as soon as I click on it, it takes me to this page which gives me like what exactly you want to raise. So is it a bug report? Is it a security issue? There is some security issue. There is some document relations stuff, or you have some questions or looking for help. Okay, so accordingly we can do our accordingly we can raise our issue. So let me just try this bug report. And over here, they already have this template ready for me. So they're asking me to, upload a screenshot if possible, the do. And as you can see, they're using Markdown over here. And they are using this hash, they're using some comments over here. They're using all these kinds of things we just saw. And this is just like a template over here. So I can, change it as per my, requirements. And over here, I can just mention a bug. For example, a test. Currently, we have no bugs to report, so I'm just going to put it as a test issue. Perfect. And over here, you can see it's like it works pretty well. And over here, when I click on this button, my issue will be submitted. For now, I'm not going to submit the issue because that will not be really good thing to do. So do not, submit unwanted issues. Do not submit, blind issues. Okay. So make sure, like, definitely suppose and okay. So that was like an issue I was supposed to raise. And what if I want to work on it? I'm a open source contributor and I want to work on some issue over here. So I will just go through this list, and they have this tags over here. You see, they have like tags over here, and not tags, you can call them labels to be more exact. And they have like 16 different labels. So when let's just click on it, and as you can see, there are so many different labels over here. And accordingly, for example, I'm good with HTML. For example, there's this HTML, uh, HTML issue, and I'm good with HTML. So I will definitely click on this HTML issue, and it will, sort out all the HTML related issues for me. So suppose you are like you are a beginner and you are like using good first issue, and you can just click on it and it will, display all the good first issue which are available for, here. So you see over here that it's powerful. You can just find what you are looking for. You can actually search for issues over here as well. All right. So let's, just move on to the next section. I will just, give you a demo of all of these things tomorrow. For now, let's just understand what they are and what do they do. And this pull request, suppose I found this issues to be like and I found this issue to be like critical, and I just worked on it. I made the code changes, and after I have made the code changes, I cannot directly put into the code base because that will be like really, what if I'm a newbie, I'm a beginner, and I made some mixed mistake, unintentionally I made some mistake into the code, and then I'm going to commit it, and that will be like really chaotic for anyone because that could lead to the project could collapse. There could be some like additional bugs coming, and a lot of bad things can happen. So to to overcome all of those things, we have something called as pull request. So suppose I just made my changes and I'm going to commit them, and I just committed them, and before before my code is merged, or you can say is included in the official code base, I have to go through a procedure which is called as raising opening a pull request. So I have opened a pull request. I'm definitely going to show you how you can make a pull request and stuff. And currently there is a button, but we are not going to use it because we have nothing to make a pull request of. And over here, let's see, let's this check out this pull request. And this pull request is by some person called as Andrew Clark, and he made some changes into the code. Let's see what his changes are. And okay, as you can see over here, he has provided like a good detailed, like good detailed description of what actually he did, and he's using this checkbox we just saw, to keep a track of things he's doing and stuff. And and suppose I want to see what changes he has made to the code base. So let me, click on this commit, and over here you can see he has made like 7 commits so far. Let's just click in any one of them, and over here I can see that he got rid of this bunch of code, and he added this code. And you can see that what is removed, what is added, and stuff like that. So you see, that's how powerful it is, because I can see what other people are doing, I can see what other people are working on. And suppose and once his like this pull request gets approved by the project maintainers, they can merge it back into the code base. And once that happens, it will be like really really great, because and then your picture will appear in the contributors list, and then you can call yourself that you have contributed to the React project, and that will be a really amazing experience, and you'll be definitely a lot of proud of it. Again, there are like file changes over here, what things he has changed and stuff. And what checks what checks have been performed to make sure that he has like a valid request and stuff. Okay, so this is like the pull request, and definitely pull request you are going to use a lot. You're going to use this issue section a lot, and code is definitely you'll be needing it a lot. Okay, now these are some less important ones, but I'll just cover them for tomorrow. For now we are running out of time. I'll just These are very less important ones. Make sure you just pick your favorite repository and just go play around, how see how things work. But do not make sure to do not make unnecessary issues. Make sure to not make unnecessary pull requests, because that will be really really bad. Okay, so let's get back over here, and let me stop sharing my screen. Okay, so now you can just post your questions in the chat box, and I'm open in answering them. Okay, all right. I'm waiting for the your questions in the live chat. In case again you don't have any questions right now, you can definitely reach out to us on Discord. The link will be in the description. And one last thing, everyone, make sure to register for the AI gaming. It's going to be amazing. I'm just posting the link in the chat box. You can check it out. Make sure to register for AI gaming. It's going to be a really really amazing experience for you. You'll be creating bots, AI powered bots, and they will be playing games on your behalf, and you'll be able to see whose bot is the best and who can do outperform. Okay, how to read and contribute to large code bases. Okay, everything is clear. So then question my side. Perfect. Okay, Steve. All right, so Yash has a question, and this is actually a really, really important question. And Yash, as I just mentioned, usually in large code bases, the large projects, they do have something called as a contributing guide, which we just saw in the presentation as well. They do have the contribution guide. Just go through the contribution guide. They will have all the details you need, how to contribute, how to get started, what are the things you can do. Okay, so make sure to go through the contribution guide, and there will be every answer to all the questions you need to know. Okay, so make sure to go ahead, and definitely if you just again, it's not going to be an easy. If you are a beginner, definitely you are going to have a lot of problems in the beginning. You may not understand it, but make sure to like ask questions as much as you can. Get involved with the community. Ask people, and do all kinds of do collaboration. Ask your friends, reach out to people, and everyone is nice over here. The open source community is really really amazing. It's very lovely. You can just reach out to anyone, and they will be very very eager to help you. They will be like they will be really great to they will always be ready to help you out in anything. Okay, so make sure to like get involved. Don't worry about that. Okay, I don't know this, I cannot contribute in it. Don't think about that. If you even know a little bit about it, you just have to put effort into it. You just have to learn it. You just have to spend time doing it. And in that way, you get to learn about it. Okay. All right. So thank you so much, everyone, for joining today. Today was day two. We are just 2 days left, and in that 2 days, you will be, getting your sample projects, and you will be doing your own contribution. Again, those sample projects will be from our side. So don't worry about, making mistakes. You are allowed to make mistakes over there. Make mistakes, learn from it, and have a lot of fun. Okay, and definitely make sure to attempt the final day quiz, which we will send to you so you can get your participation certificate, and definitely work on the project, open source projects we will be providing, so that you can get your another certificate from Microsoft, for working on the project. Okay, so and badges. We have created badges for you. I hope you have already received your first batch for registering for this event, for registration for this workshop. So make sure to share it on social media. Share what you are learning. Ask people if they're interested. Ask them to join as well if they want, and just let us grow. Let us get together. And grow our community. Basecamp is all of you. It's not like some a random community. Basecamp is you. You all are a part of Basecamp, and Basecamp, and it's a global community, so that anyone, doesn't matter to which field you belong, and anyone. In fact, if you personally ask me, I'm not a developer. I mean, I'm not an essential developer. I'm belong to the design field, so I do have a lot of experience from design and stuff. But I'm new to coding. I won't say I'm new to coding, because I've been doing it coding for like last 3 years. But I'm not like as expert as most of you are probably. So there's nothing to worry about. But still, nothing to worry about. You just have to be determined. You just have to put in effort, and you can do anything. All right. So, okay, that was a lot of talk from my side. Okay. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming here. Take care of yourself, and I'll see you tomorrow. Make sure to get on Discord and have fun over there. Ask questions and stuff. And that's it from my side. Okay. Once again, thank you so much for joining, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.